Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Averett University's Grand Center here at Averett University's North Campus in Danville, Virginia. We are just 4 minutes and 52 seconds away from the start of today's game. I'm Davin Wilson, former Sports Information Director over here at Averett University, and I will be bringing you all the play-by-play action and trying to give you a little bit of commentary and a little bit of insight as well as we make our way through today's USA South Women's Basketball Conference matchup between the Avenging Angels of Meredith College and your Averett University Cougars. First, we're going to take a look here at the overall records for both teams. Meredith comes in here reeling a little bit, 0-10 record on the year, 0-2 in the USA South. Meanwhile, Averett comes in here at an even 5-5, 2-1 in the USA South. Cougars entering play after defeating Salem College 89-74 earlier this week. I believe it was Wednesday was that game. And really in that game it was a tale of really 4 quarters, as it often is in basketball. But really Averett came out of the gate. They were a little bit sluggish, fell behind by double digits in the first quarter. Came back towards the end of the first frame, started putting it together, started working the ball inside. Brooke Carthen and then Sam Chandler were humongous pieces of that. Also, Amani Ajay, she was a huge part of the Cougars' comeback the other day. I want to say they had 4 players finish in double-digit scoring, which is pretty incredible at any level of play, but especially at the Division III level. Meanwhile, Meredith comes into this one after dropping a non-conference contest to ODAC opponent Roanoke College, 71-64 on actually New Year's Eve. So, meanwhile, the Cougars will return home to face William Peace University on tomorrow at 1 p.m. So, ought to be a good game right there as Averett resumes USA South Conference play against a quality opponent in the Pacers. In last year's matchup between these two teams, matchups I should say, the Cougars were victorious in both meetings. And we're going to look here at the starting 5, first for the Avenging Angels. And excuse me, it seems like we have the wrong lineup here on the programs. So that's going to kind of make it hard to do the starting 5 for the Avenging Angels. So I apologize about that. But meanwhile, for Averett, we've got Amani Ajay. We've got Sam Chandler, Raven Johnson, Alexis Rosia, and Brooke Carthen. And looking here at these stats right now, Averett, 3 out of its 5 probable starters come into this game averaging double digits in points. Ajay comes in at 12.3 points per game, averaging 6.3 boards and 24.6 minutes averaged. Meanwhile, Sam Chandler comes in here 18.8 points per game, 7.9 rebounds per game. And then you've also got Brooke Carthen, who had a huge game in the win against the Spirits, put up a double-double of 22-11. Meanwhile, Chandler put up a 23-10 double-double. And so those are going to be 2 players that the Avenging Angels are definitely going to have to watch out for, but not a whole lot of surprise if you have followed this Averett team for the past couple of years. They have definitely been 2 of the big players that head coach Liz Hickey and her coaching staff look for or really rely on. And one thing I was really impressed with Averett the other day, Liz Hickey decided to break out a little bit of press defense against the Spirits. Had not seen that in my 4+ years over here at Averett, and it really was a big turning point in this game as Averett was able to at one point force 5 turnovers before the Spirits could even get the ball onto their end of the court. And that led to a 10-0 run that really helped Averett reestablish a double-digit lead and start pulling itself back out in front, and really led to was the big difference in this game. So we're going to see if Averett can have that kind of defensive pressure coming in here tonight, or today, or if Meredith will be able to kind of adapt to whatever defense the Cougars decide to throw at them and are able to start trying to work the ball inside a little bit. And speaking of working the ball inside, that's going to be Averett's bread and butter Of course, they do have a couple of dangerous three-point shooters in Sam Chandler and Alexis Rosia. And we are going to take a quick break for the start of the national anthem. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have just wrapped up the national anthem, so that means we are only that much closer to the start of today's USA South Conference women's basketball game between the Avenging Angels of Meredith College and the Cougars of Averett University. If you're just joining us, once again, I'm Davin Wilson, and I will be on the ones and twos for today's game as real two teams tale of two different cities to break out one of my favorite novels by the incomparable Charles Dickens, as Meredith comes into this game looking for its first win of the season, come in at 0-10. Meanwhile, Averett looking to get above the 500 mark and looking to move to 6-5 on the year to go along with a 3-1 mark in the USA South. And ladies and gentlemen, we have given you a rundown of Averett's players. Now it's time to give you a rundown for the Avenging Angels of Meredith. We're going to take a look here. So we've got Kimberly Shue who comes into this game. She leads the team in points and in scoring average. She has scored 131 points so far this season. Meanwhile, she comes in averaging 13.1 points per game, averaging 1.5 assists per game, and then also averaging 5.4 rebounds per game. Meanwhile, we've got, let's see, excuse me here, trying to read the game notes. They are a little light, but we also have Chandler Hines, who comes in here. She's averaging 12 points in conference play to go out with 5.5 rebounds. And meanwhile, Christy King coming in averaging 10 rebounds a game in USA South Conference action. So those are some of the big players to watch for the Avenging Angels. Averett winners in 2 of its last 4 games after riding a 3-game losing streak that started at Greensboro December 10th. It was an 80-78 loss. Then they followed that up a week later with a 81-76 loss to Piedmont. And then the next day they fell to USA South Conference basketball powerhouse Maryville, 88-79. And then from there, it has been nothing for the Cougars as they have bounced right back. 79-69 win at Randolph to close out 2017. And then, as I mentioned earlier, they bounced back in a big 15-point win against the Spirits. So here's the tip, and Averett is going to win it, Sam Chandler, but that ball is tipped over to number 32, Shue. She's going to kick it out to Madison Gladwell. Gladwell trying to drive through lanes here. She gets it back out to Shue. Shue, a little handoff to Chandler Hines. Hines taking a look at it here. It's got the talented Chandler in her face, a little over-top pass to Pleasance, and Pleasance kisses it through the hoop. And Meredith out to a quick 2-0 lead. So Chandler into Aja. And Ajay will get her first points of the game on the assist from Chandler. Rosia doing what Rosia does, playing the role of thief, steals it, gets it over to number 11, Raven Johnson. Johnson with the finish. 4 quick points for the Cougars. And we're now starting to see this press coming in, the half-court press. Averett with 3 up in the front. Ball kicked out to Pleasance. Pleasance shot, no good. Chandler with the rebound. A little bit of confusion there between Chandler and Johnson. They are laughing it off. So Rosia with the ball now. So Rosia over to Carthen, who Carthen had a big game the other day. 22 points, 11 rebounds. Chandler driving in. She's going to kick it off to Rosia. Rosia now slashing through the lanes. Her shot off the front iron. Carthen there for the rebound. Carthen puts it back up. And it is now 6-2 Averett. 8:35 remaining in the first quarter. So Meredith got the first 2 points to start off the game, and now it is giving up the next 6 as they find themselves in a 4-point deficit. Madison Gladwell, the sophomore guard, she's going to hand off to Chandler Hines. So that ball is kicked over to Pleasance. Pleasance puts up the shot, no good. Foul on the play. That will send Pleasance to the line. So Ajay with the foul. That is her first team foul. So number 30, Megan Pleasance, now at the line. Take a look here at Pleasance's numbers so far from the free throw line so far on the season. She comes in a 45.8% free throw shooter, and that mark will go down a bit after she misses the front end of her attempt. So let's see what she does on the sequel. So Gladwell puts it up, and that one will fall. 6-4 is now your score. So Alexis Rosia now with the ball. She kicks it out to Chandler. Chandler over to Johnson. Johnson looking for Rosia, who was driving down on the baseline, but the pass is errant. And that is a unforced turnover by the Cougars. 6-4, 8:04 remaining in the first quarter. And so Gladwell's pass intended for number 10, Chandler Hines, goes out of bounds by the scorer's table. Averett ball. Chandler into Rosia on the inbound. Rosia over to Carthen. Carthen trying to make something happen. She's slicing and dicing all the way to the hoop. And she'll kiss it through the net. 8-4 is now your score. Averett in front. 7:46 remaining in the first quarter. Ball passed in to Shu. Shu puts it up. Blocked there by Chandler and Aja. So Chandler bounced past to Carthen. Carthen trying to get creative. No good. Johnson with the rebound off to Carthen. No good again. It's going to be number 32, Shu, coming down with the ball. That is going to be handed off to Holmes. And Holmes, or excuse me, that was Hines with a long shot. No good. Rosia there with the board. Rosia one-handed pass over to Chandler. Chandler driving in, puts up the right-handed shot. No good. And that ball will deflect off the Avenging Angels and go out of bounds. Averett will keep possession. So Rosia now coming in on the inbound. Pass over to Aja. No good. Chandler battling out for the rebound, but Pleasance is there. And we're going to have a foul. Number 11, Raven Johnson, whistled for the reach-in. That is her first personal, team's second. No shooting foul, though, as that was at the midcourt. Midcourt area equals no foul shots. And that's going to be number 10, Chandler Hines, throwing up a bomb. And Chandler Hines with the big three to get the Avenging Angels within one. Carthen driving off the glass, no good. Chandler getting the rebound in the lane. She's going to put up her jumper. No good again. Johnson with the board. Johnson's put back, no good. She will grab her own board. And Johnson's put back again, no good. It's going to be Rosia battling for the rebound. Rosia playing back in transition. Rosia puts it up, and she's going to do a little finger roll. 10-7 is now your score. 6:22 remaining in the half. And looked like Chandler got a fingertip on that pass intended for Hines, but they will say that it is Averett ball. Samantha Texan coming into the game for Averett Texan, the 5'5" sophomore guard out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, played at Stafford High. So Rosia now with the ball. Rosia over to Carthen. Carthen all day. She's going to get it out to Johnson. Johnson over to Rosia. Rosia launches the three ball, and it's good. And that's going to make it 13-7 now. Averett. And another errant pass by Hines as she was looking for Gladwell. A little lack of communication, and Melinda Campbell in her 9th season at Meredith wants the timeout. We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. And welcome back here to Averett University's Grant Center at the Cougars North Campus located here in Danville, Virginia. Action has resumed. 13-7 is your score. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Texan gets it over to Johnson. Johnson over to Carthen. Carthen trying to drive through the lane. Ball is stripped. Brittany Preston coming down with the loose ball. Preston into the game for Meredith. She's going to slow it down a bit before handing it off to Hines. Hines back to Preston. Preston gets it over to number 13, Madison Gladwell. Gladwell trying to make something happen for the Avenging Angels, who face a 6-point deficit getting now midway through this first quarter. Number 13, Gladwell, is going to get that ball over to Shue. Shue puts it up, and Shue's shot falls through. 13-9, 5:22, Averett in front. Averett looking to make it 3 wins in a row after losing 3 in a row to close out the year. Ijo's shot, no good. So it'll be number 10, Chandler Hines, and there's the long ball from Preston. And that's going to get a big handful of air, but it bounces off of Johnson. So we've got Chandler and Kiara Smith into the game for Averett. Meanwhile, number 34, Kirsty King in for the Avenging Angels. King out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. 5'10" forward. So number 32, Kimberly Shue now. A little chest pass inbounds to Hines. Hines gets that ball into Pleasance. Pleasance with the right-handed jumper. No good. Chandler with the board. So Chandler off to Smith. Smith to Rosia. Rosia thought about the three. Wisely lays off. She is being double-teamed right now. Bounce pass into Ajay. And it's going to be number 15, Preston. Preston driving down, switches hands, puts it up, off balance, no good. Pleasance with the board. She's going to kick it in to number 34, King. And King is there for the putback. 13-11, 4:25 remaining in the first 10. So Kiara Smith is going to get that one over to Chandler. Chandler into Aja. And Aja's shot, no good. Board collected by number 34, Kirsty King, who will dump it off to Hines. Hines pass to Preston. Good. So Megan Pleasance. That ball is going to get over to King. King puts it up, and it's good. So King with 4 quick points to knock this up at 13. Just under 4 left in the first. Smith with a long jumper. Tickles the twine. Does Smith. 15-13, 3:46 remaining in the first quarter. So it's going to be number 10, Chandler Hines now with the ball. Hines with a long shot. No good. Number 30, Pleasance with the board. Chandler with the steal on the pass, trying to go coast to coast here. And she will. She will get the layup and draw the foul. So Chandler will go to the line for one, looking to put the icing on the 3-point play cake. 17-13, 3:29 remaining in the first quarter. So Chandler doing a good job of there, driving through the lanes, making good things happen. And there's the inbound. So that's going to be number 10, Chandler Hines with it. So Hines a little around Teskin with the pass, and another nice pass there. Good vision there on the court by Shue. So Rosia right now with the ball. That ball is over to Teskin. Teskin with a long jumper, no good. Carthen tried to pull down the board, Nothing happening. Ball is out of bounds. Possession will go to the Avenging Angels. 3:03 remaining. Averett on a 5-0 run right now after Meredith was able to knot this one up at 13 all. 3 minutes remaining in the first frame. So Brittany Preston trying to work the ball in. Well guarded by Rosia. Rosia with the steal. Good job of corralling the ball too. And Rosia uses nothing but momentum to get the ball down there and convert her layup 20-13. Rosia is such a dangerous player. She's an absolute locomotive on defense. Does not stop. Probably the Cougars' best three-point shooter. And it's also does what a point guard is supposed to do. She's got great vision on the court. She can find her players for high percentage shots. And she has collected a lot of assists. So Rosia whistle for the foul. Her first, Shannon Longworth into the game for the Cougars. And also Hassel into the game for the Avenging Angels. So Meredith on the rebound, on the inbound. Chandler Hines is going to get that into number 32, Shu. No good. Chandler with the board. 2:15, 2013 Averett. Carthen trying to drive in. She puts up the shot and it falls. 2:08 now remaining. 22-13. Averett with its largest lead of the game at 9. So there's a nice bounce pass out on the left wing to number 32, Shu. And we're going to have a foul whistled on Carthen. That is Carthen's first, Averett's fourth. So one more foul and Meredith will enter the bonus. So we've got number 14, Catherine Holmes, into the game for Meredith. It's going to be number 10 now, Chandler Hines. She's going to get that off to King. King's shot falls through. 22-15, 140. Seems like anytime Averett starts to try to get a little distance, Meredith kind of wakes up, puts together a run. So Kiera Smith, a big shot right there. No good. Number 10, Chandler Hines, picking up the board. That ball will be passed out to Holmes on the wing. And Holmes, and that ball is smacked away by Chandler. And I normally just reserve this for volleyball, but Sam Chandler said, freight train coming through your house, trying to smack that one away. So Meredith will maintain possession. 22-15, 1:14 remaining in the first quarter. This has definitely been a ebb and flow game so far, as it seems like one team will gain momentum and the other team will wake up, if you will, for the lack of a better word or a better phrase, put together a run and either get themselves back into this game or kind of establish a little bit more of a lead. And we'll see if this continues as we move forward or if things will start evening out a little bit more. So Meredith on the inbound, and Chandler once again trying to come up with a steal. She's just going to look over at head coach Liz Hickey and kind of laugh about that one, as Hickey will share the chuckle. 22-15, 109 in the first quarter. Averett playing a line defense right now on the inbound, so that's going to be number 10, Chandler Hines. Chandler Hines with a long bomb, 22-18. And Meredith tells Averett, all right, you want to go with the line, we'll just get the ball outside. And we are going to have a reset of the shot clock, I believe is what they're calling for, as the shot clock did not start on the inbound. Just noticed we are having some technical difficulties. The screen is frozen here on the webcast, but at the end of the quarter, we will get to working on that and make sure that you have the live stream of all the action. Meanwhile, anybody watching, you are just stuck with the sound of my voice right now. But I will do the best I can to bring you all the up-to-date play-by-play action, as we've got a bit of a back-and-forth game here. 22-18. Meredith knotted the score up at 13. Averett answered back with a 5-0 run to pull ahead by double digits. Now Meredith has come back and has gotten his deficit down to 4. So Smith to Longworth. Longworth thought about the jumper, no good, or she does not take it. Over to Chandler. Chandler over to Teskin. Teskin's 3, no good. Smith inside to Chandler. Chandler turnaround Jay, and she gets it to fall. 24-18. 34 seconds now remaining in this first quarter. It's going to be number 10, Chandler Hines now with the ball. Nice pass there to number 32, Shu. Shu's shot sails errantly to the floor. A battle for the rebound ensues between Teskin and Chandler Hines, but in the end, Hines and Meredith will win out. 24-18, 19 seconds left in this first quarter. Meredith on the inbound. Ball is passed in over to number 10, Hines. Hines puts up the jumper. No good. I believe that was number 13, Teskin, the sophomore guard, coming down with the board. So Sam Chandler trying to drive it now. She gets over to Longworth. Longworth with a tray from the corner. No good. Number 4, Trinity Packer, newly inserted into the game. And there's a desperation heave as the buzzer sounds on the end of the first quarter. So as we wind down the first 10, Averett in front, 24-18. We'll kick it right back to you here on the Averett Sports Network.
Hello fans, and welcome back to Averett Women's Basketball. Apologize for some technical difficulties. We've been working to resolve those and seem to have the video back up. We will have the graphics back up as well in just a second. Right now the Cougars and Bingen Angels tied 29-29. Alexis Rassi at the line for the Cougars. First shot bounces off the rim, no good. Monty Ajay will check back in for Averett. She'll replace Raven Johnson. Rassi back at the line for one more. Shot off the rim, no good. Rebound by Brooke Carthen. The Cougars keep possession. Long three, no good. Rassi with a good hustle rebound. Tries to throw it back in. And Meredith gets the rebound. Will be a foul called on Imani Ajay over the back. That'll be her second foul. 6:58 left in the second quarter. And foul on Kiara Smith. Long throw-in, good roll to the basket, shot up and off the rim, no good. Angels get possession, but they're able to draw the foul. That was Pleasance. Going to go to the line. Another foul on Kiara Smith, that's her second. First free throw off the rim, no good. Next one goes through. And that gives Meredith a 1-point lead here with 6:50 to play. Shot no good. Rebound by the Binging Angels, and they'll go back the other way with it.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I told you we would have all of the technical difficulties worked out at the quarter. Unfortunately, it took a little bit longer than that, but that is part of doing live broadcasts. Sometimes things happen, but anyway, a few changes in the action since we last saw you. Meredith has pulled in front, 30-29. Rosia over to Smith. Smith with a long ball, and Smith drains it right as a buzzer sounds on the shot clock. 32-30, Averett. Smith, a huge three. Smith, the Danville, Virginia product, played at George Washington High School. So that ball is passed over to number 10, Hines. Ball is back over to number 5, Preston. Preston trying to make something happen. She's going to put it up, and she does. 32-32. 5:16 remaining. Ball is passed over to Carthen from Smith. Carthen, a nice pass over to Shannon Longworth. Longworth launches a tray. Bit unlucky, in and out. Chandler with the rebound, but her pass is intercepted by King. So it's going to be number 32 now, Kimberly Shue with the ball. 32-32 game, 4:50. And Shue's pass, errant. So right now we've tuscan and Zanice Chambers into the game. Meanwhile, we're going to have almost a platoon change here for the Binging Angels. Catherine Holmes into the game along with Trinity Packer. And then we've also got number 14. Well, we've already done Holmes. So Meredith with that big turnover right there. It's King coming down. She drives, and she's going to draw. Well, actually, Rosia will draw the charge. Good job there by Rosia to get down and establish her feet. And to get the foul on King as King was headed to the basket. King 5'10", going up against the 5'4" Rosia. So number 14, Chambers with a long ball. Does not get it. Carthen with the rebound, and there's a foul whistled on the play. 32-32, 4:20 remaining in the first half. So Carthen coming up to the line, take a pair of shots. First shot will go in and out. Will go out and in, actually. 33-32 is now the score. Let's see what Carthen does here. And counted as a E24, 34-32. Averett in front, 4:20 remaining in the first half. It has definitely been an entertaining first half. So number 13, Madison Gladwell, now coming down with the ball. So Gladwell trying to make something happen here. Ball inside over to Packer. Carthen there with the rebound. Carthen over to number 13, Tuscan. Over to Chandler. Chandler trying to drive in. Chandler over the top. And nice job there by Packer to get in and cause a little interruption in the play. Force the turnover. And Chambers almost returning the favor there. So we've got number 10, Chandler Hines, or excuse me, number 13, Madison Gladwell now trying to do what a guard does, set up the play. Shot clock running down. Ball is out to Shue. Shue with the long ball. No good. And Chambers will come down with the board. Chambers catches a little bit of an elbow to the face there. Sam Chandler whistled for the foul there. Man, that's going to bring up Catherine Holmes now to the line, or excuse me, Trinity Packer now to the line. Packer's first shot clinks off the front rim. 3:23, 34-32 is your score in favor of the Cougars. And here's the back end of the two attempts coming up. And that shot is no good, but we're going to have a lane violation on Averett. I believe it was number 24, Brooke Carthen, getting whistled for the lane violation. Jumped early on the play. So Parker will get another attempt here. And her attempt no good. Smith coming down with the board. Smith trying to make something happen. She'll get that one over to number 14, Chambers. Chambers driving. And that one goes out of bounds. So we've got number 10, Chandler Hines, coming in for the Avenging Angels, who will have the inbound. 3:14 remaining, 34-32 ball game. Meredith looking for its first win of the season. Meanwhile, the Cougars looking for their 6th win of the campaign, as we are really starting to get into the powerhouse of the schedule here. And so that's going to be number 11, Raven Johnson, coming down with a steal. Raven Johnson over to Chambers. Chambers a hard time corralling it. Meredith gets the ball back, but then it's going to be Johnson stealing it again. Carthen puts up a shot. Johnson with the rebound, and there is a foul whistled on the play. (34-32) is the score. So that ball is over to Teskin. Teskin with a shot off the side of the rim. No good. Johnson gets the board, puts it back up. No good again. Packer with the rebound, and there's a foul whistled on the play. So while we've got a break in the game, Averett senior Sam Chandler needs just 42 points, not counting what she has now, to become the Cougars' all-time leader in points, breaking a record held by Danville native Michelle Warner, who had 1,142. Chandler's 23 points against the Spirits the other day gave her 1,400. Packers' first free throw does not fall. Ajay back into the game for the Cougars, as well as Longworth coming back in. She also only needs 2 more blocks to become the all-time leading blocker in Averett history. Meredith shot no good. Averett with the rebound. And then also has 686 career rebounds. And she just needs about 13 more to pass Michelle Warner in that category. Pam Dabbs holds the all-time mark with 902. So at this point in the season, do not think Chandler, being a senior, is going to get the rebound record, but the blocks and the points seem to be a very real possibility. Inbound over to Carthen. Carthen over to Ajay. Her shot is blocked. Ball is corralled in by number 30, Pleasance. That ball is over to King. King's shot tickles the net. 34-34. Break a scoreless streak of about 2 minutes with that shot. So Carthen now. Carthen gets it over to Chambers. Chambers over to Smith. Smith back over to Chambers. Chambers trying to make something happen, driving in. Over to Longworth. Longworth with the long ball. No good. Carthen with the board. Carthen puts it up. And Carthen will clean up the trash. She gets a basket of her own. 36-34. 1:37 remaining. There is a long ball there from Hines. No good. Pleasance gets it back over to Shu. Shu trying to put something up here, and Shu packed a suitcase on that, and she is going to get whistled for the travel. So Alexis Rosia into the game now, and she will come in and get the ball right away as she will jump in on the inbound. So Rosia over to Chambers. See what Chambers can do with time running down on the first half. 36-34. Rosia over to Carthen. Carthen trying to get a little fake going. But in the end, I believe they are going to whistle Carthen for the double dribble. I believe that's what it was. I believe I saw the referee's hand go back and forth. One of the traditional signals for double dribble. Of course, the other one, if you dribble going across and you commit the double dribble, that's when you get the hand going back and forth. And then if you're just pick the ball up and then start dribbling again, that's when you get the patty cake sign, as I like to call it. So number 13, Gladwell gets it over to King, and Carthen tipped. Meredith there, though. That's number 10, Hines. And I think we're gonna get a reset in the shot clock. .5 remaining here in the first half. Averett 36, Meredith 34. Great ball game between these two USA South Conference sides. And there's a 5-second violation on the inbound. So turnover will give the Cougars the ball back. Let's take a look here. This is 33rd meeting between these two teams. So Carlton with the long ball, no good. It's going to be number 32, Shu, coming down with the board. Number 10, Chandler Hines. Carlton and Gladwell both colliding right there. I think Carlton caught a little bit of a stinger right there. Might have had the breath knocked out of her. Possession will go with the Avenging Angels. So number 32, Kimberly Shu, on the inbound. 36-34 Averett. Cougars trail by as many as 10 earlier on here. Meredith, though, has stuck with its game plan, and it's gotten them within a possession of the lead. So a little underhand toss to Pleasance, who misses the layup. Pleasance in a one-on-one situation. So Rosia over to Longworth. Longworth back to Rosia. Rosia over to Longworth. Longworth thought about the three. No, does not take it. Rosia with the long shot, and it's good. And Rosia is going to draw the foul. So Rosia does best, going for that long shot right there. And she gets it to fall. So Hassel into the game for Meredith. Texan into the game for Carthen, who looks like she still might be a little shaken up. So Rosia came into this game, her free throw no good. Came into this game 31% free throw shooter, and Averett in the press. 3 up, and there's a desperation heave as the buzzer sounds. Does not fall. So we're through the first 20 minutes here at the Grant Center. Tight game on our hands. Averett leading 39-34. We will be back here in a few minutes on the Averett Sports Network with the Kickback Jacks halftime show. So keep your dial or your mouse or whatever it is locked right here on the Averett Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Averett University's Grant Center. 39-34 is your score as we kick off the third quarter. And there is a shot from number 5, Preston, no good. Rebound collected by Johnson, I believe it was. So Rosia over the top pass. Ball's knocked away, but at the same time, Pleasance is going to get whistled for the reach-in. So Carthen now with the ball for the Cougars. She gets it over to Chandler. Chandler thought about the three, changed her mind, drives in, one-handed jumper, no good. Ball is rebounded by Hines. And there's the long ball. Well, no, thought Preston was going to take a long ball. Takes a couple of steps with it, gives it to Hines. And there's going to be a foul whistled against the Cougars. Rosia. That is her second personal, team first. So Pleasance at the line, 9:06. Averett in front, 39-34. First shot from Pleasance. Clanks off the back of the rim, no good. Megan Pleasance on the back end of her shot, of her free throws here. And she will let up an arching free throw, and it falls in. 39-35 now, 9:06 remaining in the third quarter. Alexis Rosia with the ball down the court now. Bounce pass over to Chandler. Chandler chest pass to Ajay. Ajay with a little floater back to Chandler. Chandler doing a little loop-de-doop. And she will find Raven Johnson, and Johnson finishes the basket. 41-35. Hail Mary pass there down to King. King shot no good. Carthen with the rebound. Carthen out to Rosia. Rosia over to Ajay. Ajay puts up the three, and it's good. 43-35. Averett has now extended its lead to 8. Averett, a little bit of a different defensive format this year. There is the long ball from Hines, no good. That is number 11, Johnson, coming down with the ball. Averett, though, running a little bit more press this year than what we're accustomed to seeing them do. And Carthen puts up her shot, no good. It is number 34, King, with the rebound. So that ball is passed over to Preston. Preston trying to make something happen. And that is going to be number 34, King. Her shot does not fall. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson out to Rosia. Rosia, the speedster, over to Aja. And Aja with the deuce. 46-34. And Melinda Campbell wants a timeout. We're going to take it with him here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back here to the Averett University Grant Center over here on Averett's North Campus. We've got a 45-35 contest on our hands. It's Averett trying to open up a little space here to start off the second half, and Chandler is storming in, unable to get the steal, but Averett right now really stepping up the defensive pressure this half. And there's the jumper from Pleasance, and it's good. Rosia now with the ball over to Carthen. Carthen inside to Johnson. Johnson turnaround shot. No good. There is a battle. And I believe it's going to be number 11. Or no, excuse me, number 12. Alexis Rosia getting whistled for the foul. Raven Johnson not too happy about the call. So number 10, Chandler Hines now. A little bounce pass over to King. And Johnson taking out some of her displeasure with the call with a big defensive stop. And I believe that is a backcourt violation, I believe is what it was. So the possession goes to Averett. So Carthen on the inbound gets it over to Smith, who comes back into the game. Smith to Chandler. Chandler back over to Johnson. Johnson over to Carthen. Carthen trying to make something happen. She drives in, no good. And Johnson laying out for that rebound jump ball. And we're going to see who possession goes with, and it looks like it's going to stay with the Cougars, who have a 8-point lead now with 6:28 left to play in the third quarter. So Chandler now with the ball. Chandler over to Ajay. And there's a foul on the play. So Ajay goes to the line to shoot a pair for Averett. Trying to get the free throw stats for Ajay here so far this season. Comes into this game 67.6% free throw shooter. And she will hit 1 out of her 2 there. And Averett is now back in front by 9, 46-37, 6:21 remaining in this in the third quarter. So it's going to be number 10, Hines, over to Preston. And Preston's shot no good, but Shu is there to put it back in. And it is back to being a 7-point game. So Chandler into Carthen, and I believe we're going to have an over the back whistled on King. That is King's second personal, team's third of the quarter. So Johnson coming out of the game, Longworth back in the game. There's a shot there from Ajay, no good. Averett with the rebound after the ball kind of skipped around the court a little bit. Ajay with the turnaround jumper, and it's good. So Ajay, 48-39. Averett. Ajay, another big player in Salem's win the other day, in the Cougars' win against Salem, and that's going to be number 34, Christy King, putting it back in. I want to say Ajay had 17 the other night. So Chandler with a long tray, no good. Smith getting the tip. Smith puts up a jumper, and her jumper is good. 50-41. And as Jay Stevens, the PA announcer here for Averett, also for the Danville Braves, just pointed out, Smith is a graduate of George Washington High School here in Danville. Played all 4 years as an Eagle. Had a pretty successful career for a team that has lost some of its luster over the last couple of years, but thanks to head coach Dowdy Harris, they are coming back on. So Longworth over to Ajay. Ajay with the jumper, and it's good. So Ajay now 5 out of the Cougars' last 7 points. And the Cougars lead back out to double digits at 52-41, 4:33 remaining in the third period. Number 32, Shu. And Carthen knocked the ball loose, but it is Shu back there, knocked it loose to King. And that's number 5, Preston with the long ball, and it's good as the referees show the field goal signal. 52-44, Averett 4:13 in the third. So Smith now on the inbound. Smith taking it up the court, setting up the play. Smith over to Carthen. Carthen over to Ajay. Ajay over to Smith. Smith a turnaround and a jumper No good. Smith tries to collect her own board. Pleasance is there to intercept, though. She has the ball, trying to make something happen. And she was trying to find Kirsty King, but the ball goes out of bounds. And that's going to be Averett ball. As it's going to be Longworth getting it over to Smith on the inbound. Smith trying to make something happen. Really, at this point in the game, you've got an 8-point lead. So Aja with a long shot, no good. Teskin there with the rebound. Teskin out to Chandler. Chandler with the jumper, and it's good. 55-44. Coach Campbell for the Avenging Angels wants a timeout, and we're going to take it with him here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Grant Center here at Averett University's North Campus in frigid Danville, Virginia as of late. It's a good thing this game is being played inside. No winter outdoor classic like they do in the NHL here. So Meredith on the inbound, trailing by 11, needing a spark. And perhaps that spark was just given to them by number 13, Madison Gladwell, who converted an impressive layup. So Teskin trying to make something happen. Bounce pass looking for Ajay, and Ajay with the 2 points. Assist coming from Teskin. Number 13, Gladwell with the ball now. So that ball is handed off to number 30, Pleasance, and that is going to be number 34, King. King shot no good. Averett with the rebound. Chandler with the ball. Chandler over to Smith. Smith trying to make something happen. She drives in. And Smith will draw the foul. As it's going to be number 30, Pleasance. Whistled for the violation. That is her third of the game. Smith going to the line to shoot a pair. And we'll see what happens here. Averett in front, 57-46, make it 58-46 as Smith gets her jumper. So Raven Johnson now back into the game for Averett. So we're going to take a look here. Smith comes into this game a 50% three-point shooter, or free throw shooter so far for the season. Smith, second shot no good. Longworth there to get the offensive board. Teskin with a long ball, and Teskin gets it to fall. 61-46 now, 2:17 remaining. Teskin, 28.6% three-point shooter heading into this game. That will definitely help those numbers a little bit. And a good idea there, as it was Shu looking for Pleasance, who was under the basket, but Shu's pass just a little bit too high. So Kirsty King comes back into the game for Meredith after exiting due to her third foul. But with 2:03 remaining here in the third quarter, you just got to tell King, hey, got 2 minutes before things reset. Do not get any more fouls. So that's going to be number 11, Johnson. Johnson over to Teskin. Teskin gets it out to Longworth, but in the end, Teskin called for the travel. And actually, Teskin called for a foul there. Denise Chambers coming into the game for the Cougars. Thought that was a travel violation there on the last call against Teskin, but in the end it will be ruled a foul. So number 13, Gladwell with the ball. And we will, we're going to have a reset on the shot clock. Change it over to 25 seconds. So for the Cougars, they have William Peace tomorrow. A big USA South matchup there. They will travel to Methodist on the 10th to take on the Monarchs. And number 13, Gladwell driving in. She gets her hoop. 60-48 now. 1:32 remaining in the third. Smith right now with the ball. Smith over to Aja. And I believe that's Teskin now. Teskin doing a little fancy dribbling, puts it up. No good. Methodist there with the defensive board. So number 13, Gladwell now. She's going to kick it out to Pleasance. And just like that, 4 straight points have made this a 10-point game with under a minute left in the third. So Smith. Meredith right now playing a man-to-man defense. And Smith, a huge three right there. As it looked like Meredith might have been getting a little bit of momentum back. Smith drills the tray, though, makes it a 13-point game. So right now this is Preston. Preston getting it over to Smith. Smith to Pleasance, no good. Johnson with the board. So Smith right now, 24 seconds left. I think Averett will just try to hold on to the ball a little bit here, take some of that time off the clock. They do have 16 on the shot clock, as the shot clock pretty much is matching up with the game clock right now. So Ajay trying to make something happen. She drives in, and she does. And Ajay coming through so far, and there is a last-second heat by Preston. And that one goes off the top of the backboard. And so after 3 quarters to play, Averett in front, 65-50. We're going to take a quick break here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. A little Post Malone playing over the speakers here at Averett University's Grant Center. 65-50 heading into the final stanza. So number 10, Hines on the inbound. That ball is over to Gladwell. Gladwell trying to make something happen. Gladwell a bounce pass back into Hines. Hines trying to get past this Averett defense right now. Gladwell. And Gladwell gets a big three. 65-53 is now your score. 9.5 remaining in the game. Carthen over to Johnson. Johnson turning around a couple of times. No good. She gets her own board, puts it back up. And Johnson is there to clean up her own shot. 67-53. So number 10 right now, Chandler Hines. Let's see what she can make happen. A little bounce pass over to Gladwell. Gladwell bounce pass into Preston. Preston puts up the jumper, no good. That's going to be number 14, Chambers, coming down with the rebound. Chambers over to Carthen. Carthen over to Teskin. Teskin back over to Chambers. Chambers over to Longworth. Longworth no good. And there's going to be a foul whistled. We'll see what's going to go against. It looks like Meredith. And Christy King called for the foul. So Shannon Longworth on the inbound for the Cougars. She'll get it over to Chambers. Chambers back over to Carthen. Carthen gets it over to Longworth. Longworth puts up a long ball. No good. Number 10, Hines with the rebound. And Averett's going to be whistled for the foul. Teskin's second foul. Averett out to a 67-53 lead. Averett has led by as many as 15. So the Cougars trying to match their game high as far as the lead goes. So right now Chandler Hines with the ball. Chandler Hines with a jumper, no good. And King doing a good job getting that rebound over Carthen. So that ball is back over to Hines. Hines gets it over to Gladwell. Gladwell, see what she can do here. Gladwell into King. King puts it up, no good. Carthen with the rebound. Carthen a quick pass over to Longworth. Longworth on the other end, no good. Chandler Hines. And the ball goes out, and it'll go to Meredith. So Smith and Chandler back into the game for Averett, along with Alexis Rosia. Meanwhile, Kimberly Shue back into the game for Meredith. She will replace Trinity Packer, the freshman guard forward out of Parkton, North Carolina. So Chandler Hines, or excuse me, Madison Gladwell. It's hard to differentiate that 3 and 10 up here. So that's going to be Gladwell. And the shot is blocked. But the ball goes out of bounds. So Ajayi back into the game for the Cougars. Give Carthen a bit of a rest. A bit of a respite, as they say in soccer. So number 13, Gladwell. Let's see what Gladwell can do. Gladwell driving in. She puts that one up, kisses it off the glass, falls through as the shot clock was winding down. 67-55, 7:24 remaining. Rosia over to Ajayi. Ajayi over to Smith. Smith driving in, finds an open lane. And Kiara Smith, 69-55, 7:12 remaining in this contest. Right now, number 13, Madison Gladwell with the ball. Gladwell pass over to King. King over top to Preston. Preston's three, no good. Rosia battling it down for the board. She gets it. Quick pass over to Chandler. Chandler with a stop-and-go jumper. No good. Ajayi with the rebound. Ajayi puts it over to Rosia. Rosia shot no good. She gets a rebound. Second shot no good. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler gets 2 rebounds. Johnson puts it in. And finally, there's a point, and I get to take a little bit of a break as Averett will take its biggest lead of the game at 16, 71-55. 6.5 minutes remaining. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 71-55, 6:38 remaining in this contest. Averett looking to make it 3 straight after closing out the new year with 3 losses. This is going to be number 10, Hines. And there's a foul whistled on Rosia. That is Rosia's 4th foul as Haley Chandler and Samantha Teskin will enter the game. 71-55, 6:27 remaining in this contest. Preston out to number 13, Gladwell. Gladwell, let's see what she can make happen. Gladwell with the ball. She's driving in, puts it up, and it's now a 13-point game. 71-57, 14-point game. 6:10 remaining. Teskin over to Chandler. Chandler to Chandler. Ajayi's shot blocked by King. So number 13, Gladwell, now with the ball. Averett playing its zone right now. King puts up a shot, gets it to fall, 71-59. Is now your score. And Sam Chandler trying to make something happen down there. Runs out of space, though. And Meredith will get the ball back. 5:37 remaining. Vinci Angels trail by 12. So far, the difference in this one has been the third quarter, where Averett kind of shook off some rust in the first half and has really come out here and looked like a different team. So Chandler back to Haley Chandler to Carthen. Carthen to Teskin. Teskin puts up the shot. No good. Carthen with the rebound. Her shot misses, but she is fouled on the play. And she will go to the line for a pair. 71-59. 5:27 remaining. So Carthen shooting 2 for the Cougs. Trying to extend this lead, and she will. Carthen extends it to 13 with her free throw. Here it is, 5:27 remaining. Second shot is through. And it is now a 14-point game, 5:27 remaining. So it's going to be number 13, Madison Gladwell. Gladwell trying to drive through, and the ball is loose for a second, but it is Pleasance picking it up. And we're going to have a foul whistled on the play. It's going to be number 24, Carthen, getting whistled for the foul. As Carthen's third team foul. So Pleasance, first shot, no good. So we're going to have a sub, as it's going to be number 21, Jana Hassel, or Hassel, excuse me. Jana Hassel, I got it right that time, will come in. So Pleasance, her second shot, she can't get either one of them to fall. Ajayi with the rebound. Teskin over to Carthen. Carthen trying to drive in. She will. Puts it up off the front rim. No good. It's going to be number 34, King, with the rebound. She's going to get it off to 13, Gladwell. Gladwell passed it over to Hassel. Hassel back to Gladwell. And that's going to be Pleasance just handing the ball right over to Carthen. So Carthen now trying to set something up on the other end. She drives, and Carthen is going to get hit with the charge. Good display of sportsmanship there by Christy King to help her out, to help Carthen up. And Carthen holding her arm. Shannon Longworth coming into the game. Carthen took a little bit of a hard spill there at the end. Grabbing her wrist. I remember how those days are. It's never fun hitting that hardwood court with any kind of velocity. So Gladwell gets it over to Packer. Packer over to number 21, Hassel. Hassel gets it over to Packer. Packer puts it up, no good. Ajayi there with the rebound. 4:20 now remaining. 73-59. Chandler now with the ball. Chandler over to Haley Chandler. Ajayi now with the jumper, and her shot is good. 75-59. And Ajayi has been the difference maker in this contest so far, at least in the second half. And she has put the Cougars on her back, hitting inside shots. So number 34, King, with the spin-around jumper, gets it to fall. And it's now back to a 14-point game with 3:49 remaining. Teskin gets it over to Chandler. Chandler back over to Teskin. Teskin with a shot, no good. She will draw the foul. So Gladwell getting whistled for the foul. Her first, team fourth. Teskin shooting 2. First shot good. 75, 76, 61. So Teskin comes into this game today 66.7% from the free throw line. Shu coming back in. And of course, those numbers will change a little bit after today's game. So Raven Johnson in now for Chandler. I think Coach Hickey just wants a quick conversation with Chandler, or maybe giving her a little bit of a break, as Chandler has been out there for most of this game. So Teskin's shot, no good. Longworth with the rebound. Longworth's going to try for 3, and she gets it. 79-71, 3:27. Averett came into this game averaging 74 points per game. They have eclipsed that mark here today. So Packer with the layup, and she will get it and will draw the foul. So Johnson getting whistled for the block. So number 21, Makia Wright, coming in for the Cougars. Wright, the 5'1" freshman guard from Woodford, Virginia. So Preston trying to finish off three-point play with the free throw, unable to do so, and the rebound will result in a jump ball. 3:16, Averett in front by 16. 79-63. Amani Ajay, a big game so far. We've also got, of course, Sam Chandler having a good game. Alexis Rosia having a solid game. Kiara Smith having a good one for the Cougars. Cougars with a whole lot of depth this year. Head coach Liz Hickey has several players that she can go to on the bench that can come in and add 7, 8, 9, 10 points, add 4, 5, 6 rebounds, add a couple of assists. So that's going to be number 10 now, Hines. And Wright hustling, trying to get the steal, unable to do so. And that is going to be number 10, Hines. Shot no good. Johnson with the rebound. And Johnson, another impressive player for the Cougars. So Chandler over to Wright. Wright gets it over to Ajay. Ajay with a jumper. It's good. And this second half has been the Amani Ajay show. 81-63, 2:35 remaining. Would love to get some numbers and see what Ajay has actually done here in this second half. Packer now with the ball. Her jumper is good. 81-65, 2:18 remaining. Smith, and let's see. I think it's actually the foul is going to be whistled against Meredith. It will be number 34, Kirsty King. And I wonder if she ran into the table there a little bit, just kind of holding her knees. Smith at the line. Let's see what she can do. Her first shot, no good. Sam Chandler back into the game for Ajay. 2:15, 81-65 is your score. Smith's second shot falls. 82-65, 2:14 remaining now in this contest. Number 10, Chandler Hines. That's going to be number 13, Gladwell. Gladwell trying to make something happen. Number 34, King. And that pass is errant, but it's going to deflect off of Raven Johnson. So Meredith will maintain possession. Down by 17 with 2 minutes left. 2 minutes in basketball, though, is an absolute eternity. So Meredith by no means out of this contest yet. They do have a tall glass of water to drink if they're going to do it, but they can do it. So Shu with the rebound. We've got a foul on Averett. Referee saying number 12 it looked like, but Rosia is not in the game, so maybe going against Chandler right there. Rosia already with 4 fouls on the game is on the bench. So Shu with the ball now after the inbound pass to Hines. She gets it back to Hines. Hines will pull up for the trade. No good. Chandler boxing out. Physical play and her pass to right. Arendt. Gladwell trying to corral it, but it will actually kick off of her foot. So 1:40 left now. 82-65, Smith. Smith over to Chandler. And I believe we're going to have a foul on the play. Now, actually, we're waiting to see exactly what it is that's going on. I think we might have a shot clock reset, and we do, down to 27. So right over to Smith. Smith, nobody over in the middle for Meredith, as Meredith is in there man-to-man right now. So Chandler driving in. Chandler out to right. Right will shoot a jumper, and it's good. 84-65, 117. So Smith with the ball now. So that is Wright's second basket of her career. It's right now 2 of 8 from the field. So Kiara Smith now at the line shooting a pair. Her first shot is in. 85-65, Averett out to a 20-point lead, by far its biggest of the contest. So here's the second shot, and it will be a deuce-deuce for Smith as she hits both of them. 86-65, 107. And Meredith now has really got to be feeling like this one is probably winding down for them. Great first half by the Invention Angels. Really came out here and did a great job of challenging this Cougar team. But Amani Ajay and the Cougars, a little bit too much for the Avenging Angels in the second half, especially that third quarter. So foul whistled on the Cougars. It's Wright, her first personal, team 5th, as Preston will go to line. First shot rattles in and out, no good. And here comes the second one. Second one does not fall. Johnson there with the rebound. Johnson over to Chandler. 46 seconds remaining now. So Averett will move to 6-5 on the season, 3-1 in the USA South. Meanwhile, Meredith drops to will drop to 0-11, 0-3 in the USA South. Linda Campbell's team, however, though, has done a good job against the Cougars, who were picked, I believe, second in the USA South Northern Division. There goes the shot, no good. Smith with the rebound. And I think at this point, Averett is just going to try to play last shot. Chandler over to Smith. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's all she wrote. As Averett with a big 86-65 win. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here today at the Grant Center. Thank you for joining us once again. Averett, an 86-65 winner over the Avenging Angels. Make sure to join us again here tomorrow here on the Averett Sports Network.